So for this section, we're going to go through adding a messages component that displays application messages at the bottom of the screen, creating an injectable app-wide message service for sending messages to be displayed, injecting message service into the hero service, and displaying a message when hero service fetches heroes successfully. Okay. Create messages component. So we're going to use the CLI to create the messages component. You know the drill. I'm assuming this will be in our app folder. Okay. We're not nesting anything, so as long as we're inside of our project, nggc messages, hit enter. Modify the app component template to display the generated messages component. So we're adding this to the app component. All right, so we have title, app heroes, and app messages. All right. We got title, app heroes, and now app. It's not right. App messages. You should see the default paragraph from messages component at the bottom of the page. Okay. Messages works. Okay, good. Then we need to create the message service. Use CLI ng generate service message. So messages, the messages component and the message service. So ng g for generate, s for service, message. So the message service. Okay. Hit enter. Open message service and replace its contents with the following. Okay. Copy. So we're importing injectable provided in root. So there's a shared instance across the whole app. Export class messaging services. Service messages equals string array, empty string array, add message. So the add method is going to take a message, which is a string, and this dot messages dot push message, and then clears the whole messages array, deletes everything. Okay, very cool. I assume that this is going to we're gonna use this service to be able to display these messages, so that's pretty cool. The service exposes its cache of messages and two methods. One to add a message to the cache and another to clear the cache. So this exposes the cache, this can add to the cache, and this clears the cache. In this case, the cache is just an array, which is nice. Okie dokie. Message service. Paste. Now we need to inject this service into the other service. So we have to import message service into our heroes service. Sorry for that interruption. Okay. So we're going to import into the hero service. Message service. Modify the constructor with a parameter that declares a private message service property. Angular will inject the singleton message service into that property when it creates the hero service. Okay, so we're doing the constructor inside here. Just replace this message service property of type message service instance. This is a typical service-in-service scenario. You inject the message service into the hero service, which is injected into the hero's component. Cool. Send a message from hero service. Modify the getHeroes method to send a message when the heroes are fetched. So getHeroes, we're modifying it to have to basically add a message. Okay. Here in our hero service. And it's still returning heroes. Display the message from hero service. The messages component should display all messages, including the message sent by hero service. When it fetches heroes, open messages component, import the message service. Copy message. Messages component. .ts. And then modify the constructor with a parameter that declares public public message service property. Okay. Message service property must be public because you're going to bind it bind to it in the template. Angular only binds to public component properties. Bind to the message service. Replace the generated CLI template with the following. So this is a ng if this has a length, so if there's any messages in the array, then display all the messages. Okay, cool. So if there's any messages, display all the messages. We're putting this in the messages component HTML. Okay, messages component HTML. This template binds directly to the component's message service through that property, that public property. ngF only displays the messages area if there are messages to show, and ng4 presents the list of messages in repeated div elements, and Angular event binding binds the button click event to message service.clear. Cool. Button class clear, click message service.clear. Clear messages. Okay, awesome. Messages will look better when you add the private CSS styles to messages.component.css as listed in one of the final code review tabs below. So in the message component CSS, okay. Add additional messages to the hero service. Heroes component. So we're changing the heroes components. And then add the styles. Messages, components, CSS. We look at our app. Where did our app go? Failed to compile. So let's reserve the app. Did I mess this up? I did. I put in the hero detail component instead of the hero component. So in summary, you refactored data access to the hero service class. You registered the hero service as the provider of its service at the root level so it can be injected anywhere in the app. You used Angular dependency injection to inject it into a component. You gave the hero service getData method an asynchronous signature. You discovered observables and the RxJS observable library. You used RxJS of function to return an observable of mock heroes. The component's ng-on-init lifecycle hook calls the hero service method, not the constructor. You created a message service for loosely coupled communications between classes. The hero service injected into a component is created with another injected service message service. Cool. So this is building, and when it's building, we can look at our app. Okay, cool. Very nice.